and we're very pleased to be well funded following the exercise of warrants, the sale of Stanley, and the recent capital raise.
Hello, you're watching Proactive. I'm joined by Mosman Oil and Gas CEO Andy Carroll. Andy, very good to speak with you. You're out with news today that you're taking back control of EP145 in Northern Territory. What's the opportunity now, and why not proceed as you were?
Yeah, look, the opportunity arose, and we're very happy to seize the opportunity. The value of this project has increased over the last 12 months. The Northern Territory is seeing a gas shortage and increased gas prices. So as well as progressing the helium exploration, helium's going to be produced along with the hydrocarbons. So it's the combination of two that drive the economics. So our farming partner has reorganized. One of the things that's changed is 12 months ago, the farming partner Greenvale had a bigger market capitalization than we did, and it made sense to tap into their financial resources. Things have changed. We now have a bigger market capitalization than Greenvale does, and we have the cash reserves to fund the year 3 program. So I'm very pleased to take back, move to 100% on this project. And one of the inevitable things is that different parties have slightly different focus. So we have spent a lot of time, a deep understanding of this project, and we know where we want to target, what we want to do. And so we're very pleased to be able to take back operatorship, have 100%, and move 145 forward in this increasingly promising environment, with both not just the rocks, but also the gas pricing. And also a recent Northern Territory election elected a very pro-business, pro-gas party that we look forward to working with.
So you really have a two-country focus now, Andy, Australia and North America for this helium. Take us through the opportunity you're seeing for helium and what's coming up ahead for the company.
Yeah, so look, helium's a great place to be. We have pivoted from the oil and gas into the helium space. So we've got a first entry in the USA is the Vector project. It's a great project, low cost drilling, and that drilling will start before the end of the year. So that's part of our portfolio. But the opportunities in the US in particular, we're excited about. There is enormous investment in semiconductor manufacturing in Utah and Arizona. Huge demand for helium and very, very strong helium pricing. And this is an area that hasn't been well explored and well developed because it was government owned up until recently, with a big helium reserve, which has now been run down. So there's a sudden rush to find the next source of helium. So I shouldn't say there is no helium, but it's limited supplies. And so this is a great opportunity. A lot of the technology is the same in terms of the rocks, but there is not a lot of capital, not a lot of companies that are in the helium space, and that provides the opportunity for a small cap such as Mosman to come in and we're finding really good opportunities. So we have a short list of business development that we are working on with a view to closing deals, and that was the basis of the recent capital raise, and that capital was reserved for those deals, and both the acquisition and the early work program of the business development deals that we see in USA. So we see a very exciting time ahead. 145 will progress on its schedule. We're going through approvals with seismic acquisition following approvals. We see the next drilling in the USA at the Vector project, but we see good news in the pipeline from business development in the USA, and we're very pleased to be well funded following the exercise of warrants, the sale of Stanley, and the recent capital raise. And also noteworthy on the completion of the sale of Stanley is the freeing up of our relatively small team to focus on the US helium. So it's Howard McLaughlin, and we've signed up a very experienced consultant, Tim Reinott, who's Colorado-based. And we're also got an excellent support with Dr. Julie Dawes here in Australia. So we've got a very strong team that will be focusing on these helium opportunities.
And it sounds like a very exciting time ahead for the company. I hope you'll keep us posted on any progress. Thank you for the update today.
Indeed. Thank you very much, Stephen.
That's Mossman Oil and Gas CEO Andy Carroll.